This is Dr. Sajid again. I'm going to be talking about another very common condition that we see in children as well as in grown-ups, and that is the typhoid fever. Now, fever generally causes a lot of concern in the child and more so in the parents, and one of the reasons is that it is associated with a lot of serious illnesses in children as well as in grown-ups. The fever is the characteristic finding in typhoid, and it rises gradually over a period of 2 or 3 days, and the significant part is that the fever is high and it stays there, only comes down when you give medicine for fever. Besides fever, the other complaints that the child has may be a little bit of body ache, may have vomiting, or in the case of children, diarrhea. In the case of older children or grown-ups, may also cause constipation, and it also causes some degree of abdominal pain, and the child becomes a little lethargic, a little tired, and may not want to eat much, and pretty soon the fever becomes quite a problem. Now, this fever is a bacterial disease caused by a bacteria, and the diagnosis can only be made by a qualified doctor who will check if there's been any exposure to contaminated water or unsafe food, or there has been close contact with another child or grown-up with diagnosed typhoid. These are the mechanisms through which bacteria are transmitted from one to the other, and after having confirmed this, the doctor will examine the child. This child generally, like I said, will have fever, may have had some chills with it, may have had a little bit of cough and diarrhea, and the examination shows a child who is sick looking, may be dehydrated, may also have coating of the tongue, whitish coating, which signifies generally severity of illness, and he will also examine the rest of the body. Sometimes it causes a little bit of a rash on the abdomen, which doesn't stay for very long and goes away, and sometimes when the physician examines the child, the spleen and the liver may be somewhat enlarged in the abdomen. So, after making an initial presumptive diagnosis of typhoid, the doctor generally orders a few tests, out of which CBC, or a complete blood count, and a blood culture. Those are the two most important tests to be done. Now, I know there are other tests that physicians will order for typhoid, which are spot tests and which are very common and very popular, but we do not think that they are as reliable as a blood culture, which is what we call a definitive test. You can also get a culture of the child's stools, but the results vary from different laboratories, and so most people rely on the blood culture. Once the initial diagnosis is made, the child is then started on antibiotics, and yes, this is one condition where antibiotics are needed, and initially an attempt is made to give medicines by mouth in proper doses. The child can continue to eat normally, and contrary to belief, he can have roti and he can have rice and he can have his normal diet and should rest as much as possible, and he will also require medicine for fever, and if there is a little bit of abdominal discomfort, medicine may be prescribed for that. Now, the problem with typhoid is that because we have been using far too many antibiotics unnecessarily, some of the typhoid disease bacteria do not now respond to the normal medicines that we use. If the child is not responding, and I might tell you that it takes 3 to 5 days for this fever to respond, so don't worry. If the child is getting better, then continue with the treatment. If he is not, then do check with the doctor, because he may then need to prescribe a medicine that works. Only in rare instances where even that doesn't work, the child may have to be admitted to the hospital for intravenous antibiotics. Now, good preventive hygiene measures such as hand washing before eating, after coming from the toilet, eating wholesome food and not eating food that may be contaminated, or water that may not be clean, is the way to prevent it. And there is a vaccine, yes. The vaccine is generally given after 2 years of age, but now there is a new vaccine that can also be given after 6 months also of age also, but this is not available on a large scale right now. So prevention is also possible through preventive hygiene measures and through vaccination, and the better informed you are,